What's up, y'all? So in this video we're going to do another little mini review. Take a look at these Lock Monkey, another Lock Monkey product. This was sent in by HKS Systems. Again, I'll put his link in the description and all that, but this was sent in to include in a giveaway or whatever, and it's going to be going in the massive giveaway. So I wanted to talk about it. This is the Lock Monkey premium set of 6 plug followers, but I'm also going to talk about the cap removal. I just dropped one, but the cap removal tool. This little guy comes in that set, but he also sent this, what, that's upside down. Which way is it? There we go. This little stainless steel version that's double-ended, not like this one. So we're going to talk about these things. And the last Lock Monkey video, y'all pointed out, many of you pointed out, that it's actually that CLK Supplies actually had done a video on the key bitting chart doodad, which I still use. And with videos, y'all know I don't ever like go search, and when I'm going to do a video, I don't type in Google and say who else has done a video like this before, or does anybody else have a video. Of course, it may not even showed up because it's just a rebranded thing. Presumably, you can buy from whoever and have your name put on this stuff. So I guess nobody really knows where it comes from. But this is a Lock Monkey, and again, I don't know. CLK may actually sell this same thing too. I'm sure y'all will let me know in the comments, but we're going to take a look at this one. It's Lock Monkey. No telling where it comes from, but this particular one is Lock Monkey Tools, which I did pull up that website right there. Couldn't find it before because I didn't look at that, and that's just a park domain. So still pretty weird, pretty no information on this, so we're going to talk about it. And aside from just talking about it, we're actually going to do some stuff with it. So we're going to pop this open. Comes in a box, comes in a plastic deal, and then comes all in little plastic bags, like 3 different packages here. I guess you could keep them all together in this if you were using them, but more than likely, if you're anything like me, you would just, you know, throw them in your toolbox or whatever and have them ready to go. So let's see what we have in the 6-piece set. We do have one of the combination plug followers and cap removal tools. We're going to talk about that. All of these are branded, like indented into it. It's like in there. This is a regular standard size, like I guess 495 plug follower with the cap removal on the other side. And then we have the 550 guy. These are all kind of like I guess aluminum and anodized aluminum. This will be your 550 for like Corbin Russwin or other large format. This guy looks like a 495. It's got the standard mortise side, and then this other side in case you need that. Yet again, here's another. Oh, this is one of those fun things. We know we did the video on the Kedex K4, also sent in by HKS to give away one day. And we did that video. I'm going to put the link up here in the corner. Not impressed with it, so we're going to take a look at this guy. I've got some cylinders loaded up with master pins. We're going to do the same exact thing to see how well this one works. And in that old video, y'all know I wasn't fond of it. I just learned to use your tweezers. There's too many glitchy things that can go wrong with this, but we'll take a look at it just the same. Then we have, why do we have so many 495s? We do have a lot of, maybe one of them's a 500. I don't know, it looks a little bit bigger. But then we have just, it looks like this one would be the standard one, no anodizing. And then we have a little guy, which presumably would be used for padlock cores. We're going to check that out. So let's get started. Again, the plug, the cap removal tool combination comes with that, so you don't have to buy them separately. This was sold as a set, or it came in as a separate item. Ooh, my hands are dirty. But if you buy the plug set, it comes with that. And then also as a separate item, you have this stainless steel version. So I've been using this one in my truck to actually, you know, unscrew caps and stuff to see how much I like it. I'd like it pretty good bit. It really helps with Schlage deadbolts. But this one we see has like really kind of wicked teeth, and then pretty much the same teeth as that. So number one, let's talk about this, because plug followers literally are plug followers. So let's talk about why this has two ends. This is pretty much a copy. This came about, I believe, because of the Wiser tool. This is the old green Wiser tool, and if you look really close, we have one end like that, and then the other end like that. Now you can see the problem with cap removal tools. After it's used, you know, a bunch, it gets all wallowed out, which was why I was going to start using this to see how long it really took to wallow out, but it seems to be doing fairly well. I've only used it a little bit, but we'll see, you know, we don't know, we'll see. So since I'm talking about that, we will show a couple of Wiser locks if I have them. These are the cylinders that come out of old Wiser deadbolts before Wiser became Quickset. And we see there, like you would use this Wiser tool, which is, like say, hollow all the way through. Basically, it was just, you do this, push it down in there. It pushes the pin cap, the pin spring deal down, the retainer pin, and at that point you can use it to just unscrew it. So that's what the Wiser tool is. That's what it was made for. But there was this other end, and another reason is because see how hard it is to get down there. You literally had to unscrew the screw if you didn't have one of these to let the cylinder come out so that you could use a tweezers and unscrew that. But when you have this, or even this, you just slip it over it like so and unscrew, and it saves you the time of having to unscrew the cylinder to even be able to access that. So that's, I mean, that's what it does. That's what it's for. This is what it does. You put it back on, make sure it's in kind of the right spot, and then we push down and tighten down. No big deal. That's like, most people can figure that out, right? But then we have the stainless steel version, and I have not used this, but it's going to work just like, I mean, it's pretty much literally the same tip, just in stainless steel. Probably would last a lot longer. But you ask, why does it have this end? What's that end for? Because if you go and you try to use this end on this, like it just doesn't work. Well, a long time ago, Wiser actually had a different cap style. We can see the difference there. That's the different teeth, and that's what that end of the Wiser tool was made for. It goes in there. Come on, get in there. Can't see through the camera, just like that. Fits in there perfectly and unscrews. So for all intents and purposes, that's what that is for. Right? Am I right? Am I right? Maybe not. Maybe not. This is actually designed a little bit differently. So we're gonna see. Look at that. I'm surprised. I thought for sure that's what that was for, but it's not. But you don't see a whole lot of these. You know, we do, because we are kind of a Wiser area, and these deadbolts are still used on houses all the time. Invariably, when you pull these off, you're going to run across one of the old style caps. And that's kind of surprising to me that it didn't work. So that kind of ruined that part of the video. But again, you know, especially with Schlage B60 deadbolts, which I actually didn't bring one out here, but I can absolutely go out to my truck and grab one real quick. The B60 deadbolt has become a little bit problem, because once again, if we pull it off the door, it's recessed down there. It's just really hard to, you know, it's really hard to reach in there with your fingertips and push that in and unscrew it, which is where this comes into play. Oh, look at that. That's perfectly. Goes down in the holes perfectly and unscrews it. So I have been using this guy. Now I will say, when I'm rekeying houses, to protect the finish, most of the time I will unscrew the cylinder, instead of taking this whole thing with me to my truck after I take it off the door, even though it's more screwing involved, I'll unscrew the cylinder and pull it out. Number one, if I have a lot to do, it saves a lot of room. Number two, it avoids the chance of you dropping the finish and it hitting or scratching up the finish on the lock. So 9 times out of 10 nowadays, I will, while I'm at the door, unscrew this, leave this with the door, and bring the cylinder with me because it saves weight. However, if not, then you got this right there. Look at that, just no problem. Sweetly unscrews it. We're actually gonna try that side too. I believe that side works. That one works really well as well. So either way you want to do it, works for that. But we're going to try some more. We're going to try other cylinders because we're not just rekeying Weiser or Schlage like that. We're rekeying other stuff. Now, obviously with the old Schlage B160 cylinders that had this cam in the back, obviously that's not going to work. You know, the cam's in the way. It's just not going to work for that, unfortunately. There are others though. We have Baldwin deadbolts back before they became Quickset. We're gonna see how well that works. Does it work on Baldwin? Yes, look at that. Works mighty fine on Baldwin too. So that is good to know. And we'll try out our stainless steel guy here. Again, this one should work because it's the same tip. It does. Make sure we're in focus, and we'll try this end as well. Yeah, once you get used to, oh, that works really well. I like that one. I like that too. Now it kind of catches. The little tabs cause it to kind of catch a little bit, so that's not ideal. A little bit harder to get into. I think I would just stick with this one. Yeah, that works much better. So Baldwin deadbolts. Yes, now let's switch over to, for instance, a Yale out of a Yale deadbolt. Will it work for Yale? Let's use the black one. Yes, it works for Yale deadbolts as well. Let's try the other end, see if it works any better or worse. It does not fit. All right, so Yale deadbolts, that would work well. Those are also recessed a little bit. This is Hager. Hey girl, what's up? Hey girl. Oh, hey girl, works for Hey Girl. So now we are off into the commercial line. That's pretty nice. That works for that. That does not work for that. That works for that. That's good. Hager. LSDA. You might think it's the same, but everybody makes different little teeth. Everybody makes different little teeth. And this particular one, it does not work in. So we cannot use it for LSDA. Let's try this other side. I don't think it's going to work though. No, it doesn't seem to be. So LSDA cylinders out of grade 2 lever handles or knobs, we have a no. Baldwin lever handles, of course not, because there's a thing in the way. Wait, I just said of course not, and it worked. Oh my god, did that? Look at that. It works with a thing in the way. Does the other side work? And it's a little catchy. It's kind of nope, it doesn't. Oh, so hey, look, we found a use for the other side. Baldwin lever handle cylinders. That's straight out of a fancy lever handle that you see on fancy houses. I'm impressed. Corbin Russwin original cylinders. Will we work? No. Will our other side work? No. So the advantage between this one and this one is, number one, you have 2 sides to work with. On this one, you can use this as a plug follower. So you can literally unscrew, turn it around, and then follow it out with this one. So that's the advantage there. Baldwin didn't work. Let's try the other, Corbin Russwin. Let's try this other Corbin Russwin. And we've talked about this tailpiece before, so we don't know if that's going to be, yeah, it is deep enough. Does this work? Does this work? That does not work. And does not work. Lastly, let's try Ilco cylinder, maybe an Ilco LSDA. This is a LSDA key and knob cylinder, so it may have a different cap than the other one. Let's see. No, it does. Oh, it does. It does, y'all. Look at that. Works for those. That end works too. That end works too, which means this one will work. So while it won't work on the on some of the lever hander cylinders, it will work on the replacement cylinders. Let's switch over to the Ilco. Now these are pretty much exact replicas of each other, so we have to work, don't we? Yes, we do have to work. Does that side work? No, that's a little tight. I mean, I don't know if it's because it's new or what, but works just fine on Ilco and LSDA replacement cylinders. So what else do we have? That's it on the cap thing. So that's the two. If you get whoever you get it from or whatever, if you find that set and you decide you want it, it's going to come with this guy. And you can use it as plug follower from one end, and then if you really want to go full deal, you get the double-sided that works on more items, gives you a little bit more flexibility. So that is those two things. Lastly, let's quickly run through this guy. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way. I hate these things. I've got some cylinders loaded up here, as we know, so let's zoom in down here, follow this guy out, and how I've done this is I've gone ahead and loaded up top pins. This is a Schlage keyway. This is one of those crappy rims, mortise cylinders that come on doors. As we know, it has very sloppy loose tolerances. And what we're gonna do here is try, let's do this behind the camera. So here we go. Here we go. Okay, up. See if we can get this in frame a little bit better. Come on out. Come on out. There we go. Okay, y'all ready? So what I have here is I've got Schlage cuts. I've actually got 2 in one chamber, and I've got all the way up to 120 in the back here. And as we found out on the A1, the 120 can jam up. There's a certain max height to this, and we're gonna see if it jams up. So here we go. Boom. All right. So there's one out. Let's go ahead and move the camera back down there. We just dropped it. So, okay, are we down there? We down there? Zoom in, Jason. And, uh-oh. We'll rock it back and forth. Let's see if we can get them all out. Did we get them out? Okay, so we can't get it to turn back, and that's the sign of a really crappy cylinder. If we see what it's doing there. Okay, if I push down, maybe push in, push down. No, so we're kind of stuck there on the crappy cylinder. So bad idea to use it on that. I'm not even going to try it on the F on the A1 or the Kedex version. We tried it on the F compressible cylinder, and it seriously bogged everything down, kind of like this. So, but let's see if we got, let's see if we got all the master pins out by doing this. It looks like we got them all out, but of course it jammed up. We're gonna move over to a regular brass rim cylinder here. So let's go ahead and zoom this through. All right. Okay, we're gonna do it this time. I don't know. Same number of pins in here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, ejected, ejected, ejected. Okay, so on this one, we're able to turn it back because it's machined better. The holes aren't Oh, there goes one that was trying to get stuck in there. Look at that. So it does work better on solid brass cylinders. You know, you'll give it that. But let's take a look and see if it got them all out. Did it get all the master pins out? It did. Nope. It did. It got all the master pins out. It worked. Yay. Lastly, Sergeant. Now, Sergeant I've got loaded up too. So we'll go ahead and run this through. Okay. Again, kind of the deeper pins back here, shallower pins here, and I double stacked one of the chambers. You never know what you're going to run across when you're taking out master pins, which is why I don't really trust these things. Some of you guys in that Keydex video said, I use it all the time, it works fine. Shut up, Jason. But, you know, I don't trust things like this because we did find out that it really won't do anything over a 120, and occasionally you might have more than 120 in one of those chambers, and then you go and you key it up and do your new master system, and it jams up, or the key won't come out because you've got too much of a stack going on in there. So there's the rest of them. Did we get them all out? I don't know. We did not. Look at that. It left one in there. It left this little guy. So left one in there, which is why I don't necessarily trust these guys. I mean, you know, yeah, it's an intensely personal choice. That's all I can say. And lastly, we have let's try the littlest one with. Let's try the littlest one with. Now we're just plug followers, so let's see. Is that gonna work? Let's turn it this way. A plug follower, it works. Oh my gosh, can you believe that, y'all? I mean, we all pretty much know how to use plug followers, so I'm not going to take a whole lot of time going over this part of it. Let's turn this guy. Okay, so with master, you have to turn it this way. See that little crimp right there in the core? So it's got to be turned. It's got to be turned that way, and that leaves us kind of stuck. We don't have an operating end that would allow us to do this. Maybe here we go. With this, we can push it through just to get it past that. Turn it back. Hey, what can we help you with?
I need a key ready.
Okay. Okay, where were we? Oh, this guy did not really fit for this guy. So that's a little bit of an issue. Let's turn him back. And it's a little bit too big for that. Nope, no, it's not. Oh, I know why. It's because of that crimp. That's why Master makes its own little plug follower, because of that silly little crimp. So that wouldn't work for that, but it would work for American. No big deal there. All right, with the hollow one, we have no. Let's try this. So one of the things, well, can't use that. Let's use this. One of the things with, see how thick that is? That's one of my issues. That's why I like using hollow brass tubes. See the thickness? You know, that's thick. That's really, really thin. When it's thin, it's allowed to slip over higher. See how well that seals? All right. When you take one that's thicker, see it. Oh, well, that one actually goes over. But if we use, say, this quick set, see how we have kind of a little bit of a gap there. That gap always gives you the opportunity for pins to jam up, which is why I use, a lot of the times I'll use this. If I'm making a plug follower, like I made this one out of stainless steel rod, cut in the top, and I'll get this little reamer, and I'll sit here and I'll do this. And what that does is it reams out it so that it's super thin, so that on that angle slip over, it makes it fit just so much better. It doesn't seem to be that big of a problem. We'll follow it out there. It doesn't really catch, so there's no real issues. But on some locks, it does cause it to hang up a little bit. You know, like this wiser one here. Let's get this guy off. Boom. Okay. This is the big reason why thicker ones just get me sometimes. Just get me. So it doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work great there either. But when you come along with like a hollow brass, look at that. Look at that. So I love making hollow brass plug followers. You just get hollow brass in different sizes and cut it however you want. Make the ends however you want. So there's the big reason, especially because back in the day, these, and in fact I did some of these today as a matter of fact, that is the number one reason why I like the thinnest possible plug followers. When you get this guy right here, you see that big old gap? And then you go and you follow it out and it catches. See, we caught right there. So, you know, buying plug followers is okay. You know, HPC has one that are all hollow thin like this. You could just buy that one instead of this fancy stuff. But yeah, if you like the fancy stuff like this, then you might as well. Lastly, we had this big fella here. And did I bring out I didn't bring out a Corbin Russ one, but we're going to assume and see, look, that's thinner. Look at that. See, why couldn't they make that one that thin? That's what I'm talking about right there. That's super thin, but it's a 550 version, and 550 is only used for Corbin Russ ones. So that would probably come in handy for any number of larger size diameter plugs. I just wish they would have added it to their, made this one just as thin. Also, look how shallow that is. It's super shallow. This slot right here, in case you didn't know, comes on a lot of different plug followers over the years. Sargent, I believe 10 line, had a tailpiece with a little roll pin in it, and that's what that slot's for. The slot would go over, like the roll pin would go up into that slot and let you follow it out. So in case you didn't know what the heck that slot was for, it fit on Sargent 10 lines. I'll show you one. A Sargent 10 line, but a ASA cylinder designed for a Sargent. I think it's 10 line, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's what that was for. In case you didn't know, now you know. That's what that was for, is to go over that guy. And it's you don't see them that much anymore, so it's kind of unusual to see new plug followers with that feature. But it's good to have, just in case. Doesn't really hurt anything. And I think we've gone over everything about this that I can come up with. You know, again, I make no money off this. This is not like sponsored or anything like that. I don't think any of us still know exactly who Lock Monkey Tools is, but if you ever run across a Lock Monkey Tool thing, cap removal or plug follower set or whatever, what's this thing called? 6-piece premium plug followers. Now you know what it can do, just in case you didn't before. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you know of another company that has that same thing and it's just rebranded, I'm sure that you're going to put it in the comment section. But in the meantime, thanks for watching this video. Thanks again to HKS for sending that out. It will be put in the big monster giveaway that'll be coming out one day. So anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. We'll catch you next video.